Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to Adane Diaries. If you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a video. And yeah, let's jump straight into it. So if you don't know already, I fly for a major airline based in the UK, which is British Airways. This lovely uniform kind of gives it away. And so many of you have been asking me to do a Q&A video. So if you haven't followed my social media already, you can follow me on Instagram. It's really easy, Adane Diaries. You can find the link down below. So I thought I'd jump on here and give you a little sprinkle of my lifestyle. Let's get to it. So the first one is from Niamh's journey. Her link is down below in the description box. Check out her page. She's on YouTube, Instagram, everything will be down below. She's doing some amazing stuff this year. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. And her question was, what are the pros and cons of becoming cabin crew? So my number one con would have to be obviously being away from home for long periods of time. If you're really close with like friends and family, it might be hard being away for 3 to 4 days, even up to 9 days. You can find yourself to become a little bit homesick. But I guess you kind of get used to it with the job, and you know, there's so many amazing people that you meet, and that's crew, passengers, you know, other staff that you work with as well. So it's not always a bad thing, but it can be a con if you're really close to your family and friends. Obviously jet lag. I'm forever tired. If you can't see these bags under my eyes, I don't know what you're looking at. Jet lag is a big one. Different time zones, you know, going from China back to London, and then, you know, you could be in the Middle East and then you're going to the States in America. You know, tiredness does catch up with you after a little while, so plenty of day naps. I am a sucker for those naps. And yeah, lots of rest and drink lots of water. That keeps you going as well. Another con, building work relationships. Obviously with us, we fly with different crew, so believe it or not, every time you get on a flight and you see us in the cabin working together, laughing and joking, you know, I just met those crew first thing in the morning, so I've never seen them in my life. And sometimes after your flights, you know, you get a real bond with somebody and you never see them again. Also, we've got the benefits of social media, so we can kind of all keep in contact with each other. But there's, I believe the count was like nearly 5,500, nearly 6,000 crew, and that's just our fleet. And obviously such a major airline like British Airways, there's hundreds and thousands of us. So yeah, that would be another con. So the pros, obviously the top one, you get to travel the world. I've seen everywhere. Who doesn't want to travel the world? There's so much. I always say the world is your oyster. That saying is so true. There's so many different cultures and foods and places to explore. Who doesn't want to be cabin crew and travel the world? So yeah, that would be the top one. So question number 2. How do you become cabin crew, and was it hard to get the job? Well, 1, how do you become cabin crew? You need to apply. If you don't apply, you'll never know if you're going to get in. So when I first started, I'd been applying for about 5 years before I actually got in with BA. And with BA, it was my 3rd attempt. If you have any customer service experience, it is really beneficial because it shows that you can interact with people, you have a good rapport, you can build relationships, and you can deal with like different situations. And for an airline, it is very like safety based. Like safety is our number one priority. That customer service basis behind you that will work to your benefit, and they'll see that in your interview as well. Was it hard to get the job? Yeah, it was hard. At the end of the day, it is a very competitive industry. You know, who doesn't want to travel? There's hundreds and thousands of people applying every day, and it's not about what makes you stand out, but it's just be yourself. If I had one thing, it would just be yourself and let your personality shine, because that's what they will see through everybody else if you get the job. And patience, and it paid off, because I'm here nearly 4 years later. I'm still flying and I absolutely love it. So question number 3, this one is from, I'm really sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, it's Miss Lindsay, I think it's Lindsay, from Instagram, and she asked, do you have any tips for assessment days? How long did you wait from the assessment date to the start date to actually start in the job role? So tips for the assessment day can be quite daunting because it is such a long process from doing the online application to finding out that you've been invited to assessment day. Prep. And in terms of prep, I don't mean like figuring out what you're going to wear. That does play a part in it, but I would say think about yourself and your experiences, because a lot of the questions are about what you have done as opposed to what you can do. There's a major difference between the two, and again, let your personality shine. The assessment day itself is quite a long day. It's got, you know, group activities, to height check, jump seat check, and it could be 50 of you, it could be 20 of you, or it could be 100 of you. It just depends on the day, but don't let that daunt you. They want to see you interacting with other people. And how long did I wait? So it was so long ago now, but when I applied, I waited, it's normally 7 to 10 days, and I found out on the 7th day. I remember in my old job being in the stockroom, like refreshing my emails, like seeing if I had an email from BA to find out if I got the job or not. I remember like crying in the stockroom like some baby because I got the job. The assessment date when I actually started training was 5 weeks. So I was quite lucky that I was in my previous job role for such a long time. I was there for 5 years. So my referencing and background checks and everything was really quick and easy. And my training was a full 6 weeks long. So yeah, it's quite some time from when you actually do the assessment day. It can be like 2 to 3 months until you actually start training. But once again, everybody's circumstance is different. If you live abroad, your circumstances will be different because your referencing might take a little bit longer. I've been rejected applying for my airline of choice. What advice would you give? Don't give up. I applied 3 times to BA before I actually got it. Yeah, my tip would be keep applying, keep applying, keep applying. Try other airlines. You only fly long haul flights? No. So I'm part of mixed fleet. So we fly short haul and long haul. Short haul, you know, you can do like 4 sector days, which isn't really that much. So, you know, you could fly to, say for instance, London to Manchester, back to London, Dublin, there and back. It really just depends. Long haul flights you can do, we fly to we fly everywhere in the world, so we're talking Australia, Singapore, China, Africa, most of the States. Yeah, I'm quite lucky actually, so I get to fly long haul and short haul. It varies. Can bid for trips, so you can put in a preference for short haul or long haul, a bit of both, or generic bids. It really just depends what your preference is, but I love long haul just because I prefer the just one flight there, one flight back. But I have done some amazing night stops in Europe, especially around the Christmas time. You get these beautiful Christmas markets in like Vienna, Prague, Budapest. It is really quite stunning. This is a really funny one. Is it true you have to have your hair in a donut bun? No, you don't have to have your hair in a donut bun. If you can't see, I have locks. So I keep my hair in a ponytail and it's just above the collar. So as long as it's above the collar, then it's absolutely fine. As long as your hair is neat and tidy, off the face. Remember, you're a food handler as well on the aircraft, and your hair needs to be able to fit into a smoke hood. This is from Dominic. Hi Dom. Dominic's question. We've been trying to fly together for the past 2 years and it hasn't been happening. I don't know why, but hopefully this year we get a flight together. His question is, how do you deal with jet lag? Does it get any better? This was really funny. Do you go on dates abroad and do you get lonely? Do I go on dates abroad? No. Single out here. No one has time for that. I'm sleeping half the time. Do you get lonely? You're away from your family and friends, and you know, you see on their social media you're missing out on this party or, you know, this event, that event. But it kind of all comes hand in hand with the job. You know what you're signing up for. You know you're going to be away from home. You are going to miss, you know, family events. But you have to just try and make it work for you. It's what you put in. So for me personally, I try and organise some events where I've got my days off, or after flights I'll still go out. It just, you know, it depends how you feel. With jet lag, when I'm tired, I sleep. That's literally how I deal with it. If I'm home, say I've come back from a long flight and I clear, you know, first thing in the morning, I will have a 4-hour nap, because 4 hours is supposed to be your maximum sleep. Carry on with the rest of my day so that I'm not too jet lagged. and then I'll go to bed at a normal time, so say 10, 11 o'clock in the evening, so that I can try and get back on that UK time. I know some people try and stay on UK time during their flights, but I've tried it. For me, it doesn't work. Sometimes you're working, you know, you could be doing a night flight, for example, Cape Town. You know, some of these like South African routes leave really late in the evening, so you're flying during the night and you land there first thing in the morning. For me, it doesn't work, because if it's nighttime you should be sleeping, not working. So I don't know how you stay on UK time. That's always been one that baffles me. What aircraft or aircrafts do you fly on? So I have different licenses. So I fly on the new Boeing 787. They come in two variations, the Dash 8, the Dash 9. My absolute favourite aircraft. I love it to death. I literally live on that plane. It's amazing. If you ever get to fly in the Dreamliner, do it. I'd book a flight just to fly on the Dreamliner, because it's the Dreamliner. So we've got 787, we've got Boeing 777, we've got the Queen of the Skies, the Boeing 747, and then I'm also on the Airbus, so on the A319, A320 and A321. What makeup brands or skincare brands do you use, and do you have any recommendations specifically for long haul flights? If anyone's been to my house, or anyone actually on my Instagram, you'll know how much I'm makeup obsessed. It's quite ridiculous. But my top recommendations would be that have something that's super moisturising. I'm not kidding you. I get on the aircraft looking like Princess Tiana, and I come off looking like Voldemort, because my skin is so dry. I use the Body Shop vitamin E face mist, and I find that keeps my skin hydrated, and it means that I don't have to take my makeup off. If you've been on my flights, or if you ever see me, those of you who are just starting, I am the queen of the red lipstick. I've done a Singapore-Sydney trip, and that 13-hour flight to Singapore, this lipstick has not come off once during the flight. So yeah, if you want my secret tips and you see me in the airport, just come and ask me and I'll tell you what my secret application process is. Because I recommend brands specifically. Everybody has a different skin type, so I have really oily skin, so I use products for oily skin. If you've got dry skin or combination, you're going to use something which is slightly different, or sensitive skin. So you know, make sure I take my makeup off as soon as I get to the hotel. It's like my favourite thing to do is take my makeup off, do a good cleanse, do a really nice skin polish or exfoliate, and literally smother my face in face cream, because your skin does get really dry and you'll notice it as well. Your hands, just your body, everything just gets dry. Personal preference to wear makeup. You don't have to wear makeup. The service standard is, I think it's lipstick and blush. Just about just looking natural, neat and tidy. Keep it really neutral. Go for those more like warm, brown, earthy tones. You're representing the brand. So no matter what company you work for, this isn't just specifically for British Airways. This is for most airlines. They will have their own uniform standard, or like a uniform guideline that you need to follow. So just stick to it, keep it simple. Less is always more. I don't take that tip very well myself, because I do like to cake it on. So thank you for sticking with me and listening to my Q&A vid. If you do have any more questions, pop them down in the description box below. If you do see me in the airport, come and say hello to me. If you've got any questions, or you see me in a training academy, just come over. I don't bite. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell. Stay tuned for the next video. Bye. I don't know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
How can I? The aircraft looking like Princess Tiana, and I come off looking like Voldemort.
Oh god, it's Nicole. Hey guys, my name's Janet.